Day 8.
Well, good morning. Happy day 8. It is Monday, May 8th, which is, at this point now, I have exactly 1 week, exactly 7 days under my belt as far as just working on being consistent. That is the big goal for this month for me. So with that consistency, I'm working on having, number one, working on some intermittent fasting, working on really listening to my body as far as my hunger cues and fullness cues, really focusing on trying to stay with as many single ingredient foods as I can and not letting some other stuff slip in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And the biggest part of that consistency is reporting back to you guys every single day. So you've seen 7 in a row. Today will be number 8. And I really feel like the accountability of having to show you guys everything that I'm doing is really one of the biggest drivers of success for this challenge so far. So for Monday, May 8th, I went ahead and I stepped on the scale, just like, of course, the AC is going to kick on, so hopefully you can still hear me okay. But I wanted to go ahead and tally up the results so far from this challenge with having 1 week so far on the books. So on Monday, May 1st, my starting weight was 171 pounds even. 171 even. This morning, 168.8. So I am down a total of 2.2 pounds for this first week of just being consistent. That's the only thing. I am just practicing some consistency. Along with that, I will say that so far, 1 week in, that I'm feeling better as far as working on some intermittent fasting and really kind of pushing myself and flexing that fasting muscle, I think is really helping with my hunger. I have, for several months now, I have these kind of waves of hunger in the morning time, and I've just been feeding them. So I haven't been really limiting myself to specific meal times. I've been kind of snacking or having small meals, and I think that's been one of the things that's not working for me. So what I noticed, it took a couple of days into this first week, but what I've noticed is that those times when I'm experiencing that hunger, it is very fleeting. And if I don't eat anything in those times, it's very quickly past. So it will be, for example, most mornings between like 6:30 and 7 a.m. is when I typically have my first wave of hunger. That's when I would make like some scrambled eggs or something like that. And basically what happened is the first couple of days, I just really kind of tried to push it off, and it would pass within moments. There was no period of time where I was having to, okay, let's drink some coffee, let's drink some water, let's, try and push this. It really was just a fleeting thought of hunger, and after a couple of minutes, it just simply was gone. Same thing will happen mid-morning, like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, when I have that kind of next little wave of feeling that little bit of hunger. Usually I'm at work at that time, and I'll kind of think to myself, like, okay, I'm in the middle of doing X, and once I'm done with X, if I'm still hungry, I'll go ahead and heat up my food or whatever it is, and the same thing happens. It's fleeting. And so I've been the last few days really experiencing my first, what I would consider real hunger, is early afternoon, so like 1 or 2 o'clock. So my goal still going forward with May is to try to have 2 meals a day to still continue to intermittent fast and skip breakfast. In addition, like yesterday I had a bulletproof coffee and I had breakfast kind of late morning, and I felt like it set me up for being like munchy all day. And so I just never had the feeling of satiety yesterday. So I'm not sure, if that makes any sense. So anyway, today is a work day, Monday morning. I've got a lot on the books at work when I get there. So right now I've just had some black coffee. I'm going to make some electrolyte water and drink that on the way to work, along with probably a little to-go cup of coffee, and then start my day. And I'm going to continue to try and just fast. So that's the plan, and we'll go from there. And I'll keep you posted on when I'm having those waves or any type of hunger, and when I decide to eat something. I think this morning what I'm going to do is make some egg cups, I think, to take with me to work, to have for my lunch whenever that might be. So you'll see those when the time comes. All right. All right, just checked on my numbers. My glucose was 83. I think ketones were 1.0. It is currently 1 o'clock, and I'm eating some egg salad boats. So it's 4 hard-boiled eggs with some mayo and salt and pepper. What's up, child? In romaine boats. What's up?
It does look good.
Damn right it looks good. Anyway, he's being shy. Okay, it's a little after 3 o'clock. So I figured it's been about 2 hours since I had lunch, and that I would go ahead and check my ketones and my glucose and see how I did with eggs and mayo and 4 romaine leaves. Let's see. Glucose. Okay. 89. Tis good. Ketones. .7. Not too shabby. No, just to touch on what I did yesterday as well with, folks are kind of, a couple of people have mentioned that they think I might be eating too little. So a couple of things on that. Anytime that you're doing more of a time restricted eating and limiting your meals, just because you can't eat as much in each of those meals, you might have a little lower calorie count. And I'm still, even with as close as I am to my goal weight, I'm still about 32% body fat. So I have lots of food on my body that my body will use. That's when I get into higher amounts of ketosis and I'm burning body fat. That's why I'm not hungry. Is because I am in ketosis, because my body is feasting on itself. But I'm definitely, I just want to assure everybody, I'm not restricting myself. I am not calorie restricting. I am only time restricting. And I'm really just trying to kind of listen to the cues as far as how hungry I am and when I'm getting full. My lunch today was 4 eggs, 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and the romaine leaves. And it was over 500 calories for just that little bit of food, because everything is pretty dense as far as, calorically dense, being higher fat. So I just don't want anyone to think that I'm restricting that. So again, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, I'll put the macros up at the end of the day for what everything comes to. I'm not sure what I'm having for dinner tonight, but that was lunch, and honestly, that was 2 hours ago. I'm very, very full still, almost to the point where I feel like it might have been a little too much, but yeah, that's how we are. So I guess that's it. But it's, like I said, about 3 o'clock. I've got a little bit of work left to do before I head home, and we'll see what's for dinner. All right. So Until then, I have a Diet Pepsi that I'm nursing, and then I have some cranberry lime unsweetened seltzer that I'm going to be drinking on the drive home. So that's that. See you later. Don't move to Charleston. First of all, like, we're full. Second of all, stop and go. I'm going 13 in a 40 because Charleston, it's pretty, you know. There's downtown somewhere over there, but I don't recommend it. Snack while I prepare dinner. 3 Vlasic dill pickle spears. Yep. See you in a bit. Alright, so to show you what I'm having for dinner, I have to walk outside because Richard is watching Heat, like, full blast. So, I have shrimp and kielbasa sausage and some bacon, all mixed together, and I just seasoned that with some garlic, some blackened seasoning, and paprika. I have about maybe 3/4 of a cup of some green beans cooked in bacon grease and garlic. And then I have like 2 tablespoons of sweet peas as kind of a treat. Okay, so you can probably hear the TV. It is very loud. But before anyone comes at me and says, green peas aren't keto, you know what? They are a little bit carby. And if I were to have a lot of them, it would definitely be a problem. But number one, they are a whole food. They are a real food. And because of that, it is something that I will occasionally consider adding. Number 2, they do still have a lot of fiber. Not that that's a necessary thing, but in all, that brings the carb count down a considerable amount. And for like 2 bitefuls of green peas, I'm not going to sweat it. You're still going to see my macros, what everything comes out to at the end of the day. All of this is still very, very low carb altogether. So if green peas aren't for you, don't eat green peas. They're one of my favorite things. I probably have not had green peas in, gosh, probably like a year. They are my kids' favorite canned vegetables. So I made some tonight, and this is the first time that I've been like, I just want a couple of bites of those green peas, and so I'm going to do it. And you know what? It is better than a pint of ice cream, or a Pop-Tart, or Twizzlers, or even rice or potatoes. So pick your battles. So yeah, this is gonna be my dinner. I'm gonna go back inside and be completely... Dog, are you okay? He's weird. But yeah, it is so loud in there. So it's the big shooting scene on the street in Heat with, you know, Al Pacino. Anyway, it's a great movie if you haven't watched it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dig in shrimpsies. Meow. Yep, it's gonna be good. Okay, bye. Meet. It's 9 o'clock, which means it's close to bedtime. So, taking off my makeup, which is a really attractive thing, I promise. Watch, it all gets like, whoa. Yeah. So, Richard fell asleep already. I'm getting ready to go to sleep. We get up at 4 a.m. Because he's one of those people who, like, he wakes up and, like, I don't know, 11 minutes after he wakes up, he's out the door. Like, I can't do that. I need like 4 hours to come to terms with the fact that I have to adult for the day. So, yeah. I get up with him at 4, and then I leave at 7:45. I don't have the best method of makeup removal and face washing, but you know what? My skin is clear and my eyes are happy. So, I do what I do. But, yeah. Figured I'd let you know, taking off the mask. So, fun fact, I don't wear a ton of makeup on my skin. Like, just my skin in general. I use, for the ladies, the dudes, you probably don't care like a whole lot, unless you're into makeup, which is cool with me. The only makeup that I wear on my skin, I put a very small amount of concealer under my eyes with a little setting powder, and that's it. But I wear a ton of eye makeup. I feel like that's somewhere that I can be creative, and I don't want to hide behind my skin. I'm 41, and I feel like for the most part, I'm aging appropriately and normal for, what my age is. And so I just take care of my skin. And I don't know, I moisturize and I use a little bit of makeup, but overall, the majority of the makeup that I use is eye makeup. And I have I don't know, endless eyeshadow compact. It changes color every day. So if ever you decide you want me to do if you want me to record my makeup, I'll do that. But obviously no big thing on that. And if you can't tell from behind me, I have putty on my walls and spots that need paint and tile from 1962 because my house is all original, with the exception of a little bit of work in the kitchen. So, yeah. We bought a house that was built in the 60s. It is what it is. How are your teeth? I'm honestly curious, because a lot of people say that their gum health and tooth health improves with keto and carnivore. So I wonder. My teeth have been terrible since I was a young child. So I am super prone to cavities. I have extremely weak tooth enamel. And the dentist attributes that to the first 3 or 4 years of my life. I was pretty much on antibiotics constantly when I was a toddler for chronic ear infections. And so the dentist has always said that has something to do with my enamel being so weak. And so I'm super prone to cavities. No amount of brushing or violent brushing and flossing prevents them. And so as a teenager, a lot of kids, especially, us 80s kids, I got sealants in all of my molars, and we were never told that sealants were temporary. And so I developed cavities under all of my sealants. So the current one is my very back bottom molar on my driver's side has a horrendous cavity. So I need to find a dentist and schedule a consult with them. But I'm pretty sure it's going to have to get pulled. I think it's even beyond a root canal. So, yay. Otherwise, my teeth are pretty straight. I've never had braces. But I have, there are lots of fillings in there. I'm just saying. It doesn't help that I spent years eating candy every single day as part of all of my meals. It's still bananas to me to think about the amount of candy that I used to eat. I would eat candy more than once a day. Every day. As a grown-up. Crazy. Anyway, I am makeup free. I have brushed my teeth. And I am going to go hang out with my diggy doggies since Richard is already snoring. And I'm going to go to bed. I get to go to work tomorrow with my buddy Earl, who is, he is my 76-year-old assistant that works with me in the produce department at the Piggly Wiggly. And Earl is awesome. So I'll see if he's interested in meeting you guys on there tomorrow. So if he is, then cool. And if not, I'll just share some stuff about him tomorrow because I love him a lot. He's pretty awesome. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to day 8. and dealing with me and my rambling and all of my nonsense. And thank y'all for listening to me and keeping me accountable, because for real, this is seriously some of the best I've felt and some of the most disciplined I've felt in months. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. And I'm going to bed. Okay. See you in the morning. All right. Night night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs